And also I'm plural now. Two things I wanted to mention real quick. Stephanie Vale is kind enough to sponsor this event. So so maybe one or two of you know her. Fine, cool. If you don't already know her, please get to know her. She is fantastic. So thank you very much for sponsoring Ignite Denver, Stephanie. And then there's another thing that I have to mention. So for most of you, you are unfamiliar with this, but at the end of our shows, we do something called speed rounds. And it's when essentially it's like pitch deck karaoke, and we randomly assign a pitch deck to somebody. And instead of having 15 seconds per slide, you get 5 seconds per slide. And you make up an entire talk based on the pictures alone. Now, I have 2 comedians here tonight that are going to be doing this for us. I would love a third. So if any of you would like to consider doing this, I wanted to let it percolate for the next half. If you don't want to do it, totally fine. I'm not here to humiliate anybody. But if you're feeling brave, I would recommend Malbec. Something to consider. All right, I almost dropped my book and I lost my page. See, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, how are we feeling? Good? All right, good. All right, so next up we have Jacki Carr. I love her answers. Get ready. So on her social media algorithm, it tries to sell her period underwear, postpartum underwear, all of the underwear. I agree. Also, her bucket list item is that she hopes that someday she can own a goat that will mow her yard and at the end of the season eat the Christmas tree in front of her family. Which I think is a really good one, quite frankly. And then she said that Back in My Body by Maggie Rogers is the song that she can't not dance to. And the girl loves her queso. So please welcome Jacki to the stage. You are so welcome, my friend. I won't carry you. I want to, though.
Okay, so I recently read a book called Why We Sleep, and this baby's due in 2 weeks. If that gives you any idea about my personality. And you're not supposed to look at blue light at night. So I'm up every night at 1 to 2 a.m. on my phone, and this is what I see. News headlines like this: COVID-related attacks prompt hospital to issue panic buttons. I'm like, oh my God, I should stop. So I'll click over to Instagram for a second. Worse. So then I see a couple more of these. Dow has its worst day. Oh, I can't even get over the Ukraine-Russia stuff right now. This is last week, y'all. It's gotten worse. So I'm scrolling. Doom scrolling, fear in the headlines. Climate change is another one they love talking about. Look at that. It's called the future. The harm from worrying about climate change. So anybody else doom scroll, read the news? I know y'all do. Okay, thanks to the 3 of you. And the rest of you, I'm like very impressed by your boundaries. And so I'm doom scrolling. This is what they put out there for us to know what's going on. What if you become what you read? Yeah, take a sip of your wine. I was taught that language creates our reality, so I'm going to sing a different song. I believe the children are future. If you know it, teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Keep it up. Give them the strength. Just make it easier. And then you remember who you used to be because of their laughter. This is my daughter, Nora. She's a Gemini. She's slept twice since she was born through the night. She's a Gemini, and she's just started making friends because she's a pandemic kid. And I'm like, oh my God, she loves friends. This is Evergreen, and we call her Evie, but she strictly goes by Evergreen at school, and she talks to trees. And I believe her. I totally believe her. And Brene Brown says hope is like air. And she says hope can be learned. And I say, okay. Some woman texted me. She goes, what's happening here? Did you mean to do that? I was like, Sarah, yes, I meant to get pregnant and have a 3rd baby. She goes, are you crazy? I was like, I think so. But I think my children are the hope. And they keep me hopeful. And they lean into uncertainty. They ask how the stars got in the sky and how dough becomes a real cookie. And that keeps me alive. And it keeps me in wonder. Because you know what? Those two, this one, you and me, we chose this time to be here. We chose this shit show. We chose it. And I believe my kids have keys to unlock doors you and I can't. And we don't know what keys Evergreen or Nora or Name TBD will be opening. And I believe that their wiring is different. They're digital natives. They're going to be way different than us. So I believe I co-create with my children the experiences that leave me in awe, in wonder about the cookies, about the stars. And so I've been asking myself, what if I wrote my own headlines? What if I wrote what I wanted to read? I can balance it out. I can stay a little woke, whatever. But what if I featured my own life? What if I got into the ordinary that's extraordinary and leaned into this uncertainty? What would yours read? Take a minute, I know. And then maybe consider drawing them. Because on Sundays, I start the Heinz Herald. It's a lot to change your last name, so I've only done it on Facebook, but this is my husband's last name and my children. And I started the newspaper. And so we do the week. I've got how big the kid is. Evie went down the slide. Nora wrote my name. It was really Moom, but I'll take it. And that was what my birthday signs looked like that they made for me. And I asked myself, wow, what do I want to remember about this week? How can I get wrapped in what actually is in my life? And guess who's watching? Evie. And she started Evie's newspaper. She went swimming with Angel and she played with her Nora, and it was Valentine's Day. And that shit matters, y'all. That kid's going to change the world. And so if language creates our reality, can you choose wisely what you speak, read, write, scroll, even if it's in the middle of the night? Thank you.